Hey everyone, welcome back to another Modern Warfare 2 Remastered video. Today I'm going to show you all how to easily get the Platinum Trophy for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. If you guys find this useful, be sure to leave a like on the video, it really helps me out. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss any of my important tips. And if you like what you see, why not subscribe so you stay up to date with all my latest Modern Warfare 2 Remastered and Modern Warfare videos. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So the final trophy for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is called Is That All You Got? It's the Platinum Trophy, and the description says that to get this trophy you have to earn all available trophies for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. I'm going to briefly explain the outline of what trophies you need to go for and when, but if you want more detailed guides, I will have a playlist. I'll put a card on screen and I'll have a link in the description. That playlist has a bunch of videos for guides on Modern Warfare 2 Remastered in terms of trophies and things like that. I've got a lot of videos already, but I'm constantly updating with new ones, so check that out if you want a specific topic covered in more depth. And if there's anything else you want me to help you with or cover, then just let me know in the comments and I'll get right to it. So to get the Platinum Trophy, if you follow the steps I take, it will take some time, but it will not be too difficult. Now if you do it in the way I suggest, it will take you 2 to 3 playthroughs to get the trophies you need, but it shouldn't be as time consuming as you might expect. And a quick point just to mention is that you don't need to play the mission No Russian at all in the game, because none of the trophies are associated with that mission because it's a controversial mission. The game allows you to skip it if you don't want to play it, so don't bother playing it for any of this. Just save yourself some time and skip it. So I'm going to talk about what you should do in your first playthrough of the campaign to get all the trophies as quickly as possible and in an efficient manner, and then we'll talk about what to do next. So in the first playthrough, I'd suggest doing it on veteran difficulty. If you do so, you will get the following trophies, which I'll quickly talk through. I'll have them on screen. So they are the Price of War, which is for completing every mission on either hardened or veteran difficulty, but then you also get the trophies for completing groups of veteran missions together. So first day of school is SSDD and team player, Black Diamond is for Cliffhanger and Veteran, and so on and so forth for all the different missions. If you do them all on Veteran, other than No Russian obviously, then you'll get all those trophies. So in the first playthrough, do that. At the same time, if you do that, you'll also get some trophies which you can't miss, and these are for completing certain missions in the game on any difficulty. So for example, the For the Record trophy says you need to complete the campaign on any difficulty, but obviously if you do it on Veteran, you'll get that as well. The Cold Shoulder trophy is one you get when you complete Cliffhanger. So like I say, you can get all the Veteran trophies and the other story trophies just from playing the campaign on Veteran difficulty. As well as that, I'd recommend you collect as many collectibles, i.e. the intel, as you can in your Veteran playthrough, so that means you have to do less in the next playthroughs, because it makes it easier in the long run when you're getting all these trophies. And there'll be intel on every mission except No Russian and Second Son. Now if you guys want an easy video showing the intel locations on every mission, check out my video. Again, I've got a card on screen, I'll put it in the description. It quickly goes through each mission and shows you where the intel is, so I'd highly recommend that if you're needing help with this. And in the Veteran playthrough, I'd also recommend trying to do some of the easy trophies. So for example, one of them is bash an enemy with a riot shield, or come up and knife an enemy without them knowing you were there, stuff like that. So try and do some of those easy ones. I will talk about all those trophies later on, but I'd recommend trying to do as many of them as you can in the Veteran playthrough. Now if you guys want some tips on how to complete the Veteran missions as easily as possible, I'll do a video on that and I'll put it in the playlist. And if any of you would like to see a walkthrough of how I did the Veteran missions as easily as possible, let me know and I'll upload some of those as well. So once you've completed the campaign once on Veteran, you will have got all the story trophies, you would have got all the Veteran trophies, you hopefully would have got most or all of the intel, and you probably would have got some easy trophies as well. So then in the second playthrough, you're going to want to do this on Recruit difficulty, and the reason for this is because you'll be going for the Immortal trophy, which is the one where you have to complete the whole campaign without dying at all or reloading to a checkpoint at any difficulty. So if you do it on Recruit, it just makes it easier. Now I will quickly say, just to help you guys out, it doesn't matter the order in which you do the missions. So let's say you did the first one, then the third one, then the second one, then the fourth one, like that. It doesn't matter what order you do them in, as long as you've completed every mission at some point without dying or reloading back to a checkpoint, you'll get this trophy. Simply that if you die or fail an objective and you end up going back to a checkpoint, all you have to do is just restart the mission and you'll be fine. And obviously, like I say, you don't need to complete No Russian to get this Immortal trophy. Now that trophy still might sound quite daunting. If that's the case, I'd urge you guys to check out my Immortal trophy guide. Again, there'll be a card on screen and a video link in the description. It sort of details the best tips for completing the trophy and shows you the points points at which you're most likely to die and how to stop yourself from dying. So definitely go and check that out if you feel like you might struggle with that trophy. That's probably one of the hardest ones to do to get platinum. So when you're doing the second playthrough to get the immortal trophy, you want to get any intel that you missed in your veteran playthrough. And hopefully if you get all the rest of the intel by the end of the campaign, the second time around, you'll get the road less travelled trophy, which is getting 22 pieces of intel. And then you'll also get the leave no stone unturned trophy, which is for getting all 45 pieces of enemy intel. So if you collect all the intel in the game, you'll get those 2 trophies. Now at this point, you've completed the story, you've got all the basic campaign trophies, you've got the veteran trophies, you've completed the game without dying in any of the missions, so you've got the immortal trophy, and you've completed all the intel. You might have also got some easy trophies as well. So now the remainder of your time should just be spent doing a cleanup of any remaining trophies that you haven't got. And so this will be your third playthrough, although you won't necessarily need to do every mission. So I'm going to go through a quick guide of which missions I suggest doing and for what trophies. And for all of the trophies here, there's an in-depth guide for each one. So if you're struggling with any of them, just check out that playlist. I really suggest that. Obviously, if any of the trophies I mentioned you've got, just ignore them. And there's some of them that you have to do on a specific mission, but there are other ones that you can do wherever. The other trophies I put with it, you can do in a different mission. So sort of mix and match and sort of tailor it to your playthrough. But this is just a rough suggestion for you guys, assuming that you haven't gotten any of these trophies. So in the mission SSDD, you'll want to be going for the Clown in Training trophy, which is, there's 3 clown locations in the first mission. After you do the training session with Sergeant Foley, you'll need to pick up a sniper from a table and shoot the 3 clowns. If you guys don't know where that is, again, I'll have a video for that, so check the playlist. You'll then want to go down to the pit, and when you're with Corporal Dunn, you want to pick up a gun from the table, and you want to look above the entrance to the pit, and you'll see General Shepard standing there. You want to shoot him so that he dies. It'll then tell you you failed because friendly fire is not allowed, and at which point you'll get the precognitive paranoia trophy, which basically means killing Shepard before the end of the game. Now finally, when it reloads you back in, you want to complete the pit, i.e. the training course, and if you do it quick enough, you'll get 2 trophies. One of them is the pit boss trophy, and that's where you need to get a final time of under 30 seconds in the pit. The other one is the student surpasses the master trophy, and that's where you need to beat the best time on the board, which is less than 19.7 seconds as a final time. I'll be honest, the student surpasses the master trophy is quite difficult. I know a lot of people struggle with that, and again, I've done a video on that, so feel free to check that out. After you've done all that, I then recommend that if you haven't already done this trophy, you then go on to the second mission, Team Player, and this will be for the Real Gun Game trophy. And this way you need to complete a whole mission without reloading a weapon or meleeing any enemies at all. And again, I've got a video for that as well. After this, I recommend playing the mission Cliffhanger, so that if you need to do the Ghost trophy, which is where you need to plant C4 at the fuel station in that mission without alerting any enemies, you can obviously do that. And at the same time, if you're doing that mission, I suggest you also do the trophies No Rest for the Weary, which is where you need to knife an enemy without them knowing you were there. You can do that at the very start of the mission. And then at the end of the mission, you get on a snowmobile and then you have to drive to the LZ. So you can get the drive-by trophy if you haven't already done that, and that's where you need to kill 20 enemies on a vehicle in a row. However, if you don't need to do Cliffhanger, you can do that drive-by trophy on the final mission known as Endgame. So after this, you can probably skip a few missions and go to Wolverines, and there's probably 3 trophies I recommend you doing on here, which is, the first one is 10 plus foot mobiles, which is where you have to kill 10 or more enemies with 1 Predator missile. Easy on this mission because they give you loads of Predator drone missiles, and there's quite a few times where the enemies bunch together and you can get more than 10 kills, so that's quite easy. You then also need to do the Silent Skies trophy, which is where you need to destroy both BTRs without using a Predator drone missile. Basically, you need to find an RPG and shoot both the BTRs, but I'll have a video for that as well. And then if you haven't already done it, you can also do the Some Like It Hot trophy, which is where you need to kill 6 enemies in a row using a thermal weapon. That's very easy. There's quite a few weapons on the roof of Nate's and other buildings as well, where you can find a weapon with a thermal scope. You literally just need to shoot 6 enemies in a row, and that'll be the trophy. So after this, you can do the Hornet's Nest mission, and there's quite a few trophies you can do on here, to be honest. The first few would be at the start of the mission, which is where you can get Headbanger, which is where you need to kill an enemy from the impact damage of a frag grenade. You can then also do Desperado, which is where you need to kill 5 enemies in a row using 5 different weapons or attachments. And then you can also get the Lukmar 2 Hands trophy, which is where you need to get 10 kills in a row using dual wield weapons. You can do all those at the start of the Hornet's Nest mission, and then when you progress further on into the mission and you get to the market, you can get the Colonel Sanderson trophy, where you need to kill 7 chickens in under 10 seconds. Again, I will have guides for all of these. After this, if you haven't already done so, you can do the mission Exodus, and you'll need to get the Target Confirmed trophy, where you need to instruct the honey badger to kill 80 enemies. Literally just keep using your laser, pointing at all the enemy houses and wherever the enemies are in groups. Literally just keep pointing it, spam it like crazy. So point the laser at a location, get the honey badger to kill the enemies, then move on, keep doing it, and just let the tank do all the work for you without you having to kill many enemies, and you'll get the trophy in no time. After that, you want to move forward to the mission The Only Easy Day Was Yesterday, and there's a few trophies you can get on this mission as well. So the first one is, shortly after you start the mission, you get to the first breach room and you can get the Knock Knock trophy, where you need to kill 4 enemies in a row with 4 shots during the slow-mo breach. Again, this is quite easy, but if you struggle, I've got a video for this. And after you do that, you'll want to progress further with the mission, and when you get to the 3rd level, you'll come across a bunch of enemies, and at this point you can get the threesome trophy by killing 3 or more enemies with a single shot from your grenade launcher. So just pull out your grenade launcher, shoot at a bunch of enemies, and you should get that trophy. Just shortly after this, you can also get the Hot Potato trophy, which is where you need to destroy a helicopter using a frag grenade. So if you go to the edge of the oil rig at that part of the map, a helicopter will appear. You literally just cook a frag until it's about to explode, then chuck it at the helicopter, and if it explodes close enough to it, the helicopter will go down and you'll get the trophy. But I've got a video for this, so feel free to check it out if you need it. Next, you can go on to the mission Of Their Own Accord, and you need to get the Bird Hunter trophy, and for this you need to shoot down 10 helicopters using the javelin. Basically, as soon as you get into that room with the javelin, pick it up, start shooting helicopters, look around, follow all the green arrows, and eventually you'll get all 10 and you'll get the trophy. But again, if you're struggling, I will have a video for this as well. Now next, on contingency, there's 2 trophies you can get. The first one being 2 birds with 1 stone, and this is where you need to kill 2 enemies with a single bullet. There's a specific location where after the tank follows you and shoots you, you run into the woods, some enemies will pass, and then you'll come to a group of people. Now there's 2 enemies that stand next to each other very perfectly, and all you have to do is aim at them, shoot the first person, and it will also kill the second person, and you'll get the 2 birds with 1 stone trophy. And then shortly after finishing the stealth section, you'll get to the top of the hill. They'll give you a predator drone missile, and you basically need to make sure that you use it before the enemies are able to destroy it. So open the laptop, shoot the predator missile straight into the ground immediately, and you'll get that trophy as well. So moving on, in the Loose Ends mission, you can get the Claymore trophy, which is where you need to kill 11 enemies with claymores. This is pretty simple. When you've gotten to Makarov's house, put all 10 claymores in the entrances to the house on both the ground and bottom floor, but don't put them too close together, otherwise when an enemy comes, it will set multiple ones off, and therefore you won't be able to get all of the kills. So once you've laid out all 10 claymores, you can then pick up more from the armory, and that's downstairs. There's at least, I think, another 5 you can get there as well, so you can get up to 15 claymores. There might be more, but 15 is plenty enough, so just spread them out evenly, but make sure they're in places enemies will walk into when they're going to come around the house. And then once you're copying the data onto your device, you know, the enemies will come in waves and rounds to come and attack you. So as long as you put them out in a good place, there'll be enough enemies dying from the claymores to get the trophy. So after you've done that, you can skip straight to the Just Like Old Times mission, and there's 2 trophies you can do here. The first one being Unnecessary Roughness, where you need to use a riot shield to beat down an enemy, although to be honest, you can do that on lots of different missions as well, for example the Gulag or No Russian. And then you can also do the Harder They Fall trophy, and this is where you need to kill 2 repelling enemies in a row before they land on their feet. And again, this can be done on lots of different missions. Anywhere there's a helicopter or enemies rappelling down from a building or from an upper level, you can do this trophy. And once you've done all those, the last thing you need to do is complete the museum. So at the end of the game, you'll unlock the museum, and at which point you just load into it. The trophy says, do not push this button, and specifically it says ring the red bell in both rooms and survive the attack. So what you need to do basically in the museum is go up to the desk of the first room of characters from the game. As soon as you press the red button, you'll activate all the characters, they'll all become enemies, and they'll all start running towards you and shooting you. So you literally just need to grab a weapon before you start that from one of the cabinets at the end of the room, pick one you like, push that button, run to a different room and hold out and pick off the enemies slowly. Once you've killed them all from that room, you'll then need to go to the other room and do the same thing. Push the red button in that room, then run somewhere else, hold out there and wait for the enemies to come to you and shoot them pick them off slowly, and you will get the trophy. So that is how to get the platinum trophy for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered as quickly as possible. If you've got any other tips, be sure to leave them down below in the comments section. Be really interested to hear if anyone's got anything else they can add. That is how to do it as quickly as possible, and if you found it useful, be sure to leave a like on the video. It lets me know that you really found it useful. Put a lot of time into it. Like I say, feel free to check out the playlist in the description with any other videos that you're struggling with, and if you like this video, it would be super awesome as well if you guys want to subscribe to stay up to date with my latest Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 Remastered videos. But thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next video.